Hi TA students, it's Michelle Christie, Program Manager for Vocational Education and Training. I'm back to do another training Talkfest. I was hoping to have some participants online tonight, but nobody showed up, so I thought I would switch from GoToMeeting into GoToWebinar. Because they have a new feature where you can actually record with the webcam. So you can see me. Hi, this is my home office. I'm not at Open Colleges right now. So I thought I'd just put a couple of slides together and talk to you about the next couple of months and how to help you get across the line. So at the moment, everyone's kind of in different stages of their course. You might be in study period 1, you could be in study period 2, study period 3 or 4, or you might be at the tail end of your course and actually completing the elective units. Now, some students have actually wiggled the course around a little bit, so perhaps you already work in an RTO, so you've dealt with the assessment units first, and that's why you're now in study period 1 working on the design side. Or perhaps you are stuck in training, trying to do workplace and group-based training sessions. Don't delay your studies in any way. Let's look at how you can try and progress further. So if in doubt, send myself or Helen a message. We'd be only too happy to help you out. So we've put a few things in the forum. We've sent messages out to students. What you need to know is that we do have Australian regulations that we need to abide by, and the course that you're currently enrolled in, the TAE 40110, Cert 4 in Training and Assessment, has been superseded, and we have teach out requirements that we must adhere to, which means that everyone must be completed by the 5th of October. And under these regulations, we cannot give any further course extensions beyond that date. I would love to give you more time, but unfortunately my hands are tied. We are subject to auditing by ASQA, and the teach out transition process is pretty strict. What that means though is don't be submitting your assessments on the 5th of October. Keep in mind we have an SLA. So you want to give yourself maybe even a week before that date, or your expected end date, trying to get all those assessments finalised. Also keep in mind that there's a chance you might be given a withheld grade, you might need to resubmit. So to try and avoid panic at the last moment, try and work through the assessments as quickly as you can and get those submitted. So there is a deadline, the 5th of October, and so that means that at the very last, your assessments must be submitted, must be assessed on that 5th of October. What happens on the 5th of October if you haven't finished is if you have been deemed competent in some units, so you've finalised a few study periods, sorry, I should say 1 or more study periods, you will be given a statement of attainment certificate for what you've been deemed competent in. If you complete all your studies at that time, fantastic, that's what we are here to try and help you achieve. So you'll be getting your qualification certificate, and if you haven't completed anything, then you'll just be expiring. So we can't extend sorry, let me try that again. Blah, blah, blah. We can't extend any students past the 5th of October. That is a drop dead date. We have to have everyone finished. So I thought I would give you a little bit of some hints and tips to help you out. Okay, so I love studying. I have done Gallup Strengths, and my #1 strength is learner. I love studying, learning new things, gaining knowledge. That's just the person that I am. But that being said, I'm just like you. I'm a human. Things get in the way. I enrolled in a course 2 years ago, and it's about to finish. So my deadline is coming up pretty quickly, and I've kind of left things to the last minute. Now, it's not because I'm lazy, it's not because I'm silly or stupid or dumb in any way, it's because life's gotten in the way. I've done some other study, I push things aside. I work full-time, and sometimes I'm doing 50-hour weeks. Yes, you guys keep me busy. Family gets in the way. I've had all sorts of things happen. So I'm getting to the end of my deadline, and now I'm really starting to move. So I thought, being that I'm in this potentially the same situation as some of you, I would help give you some tips as to what I've done to try and push myself to get everything finished before my expected end date. So first off, you need to start thinking about studying. Get your head in the game. Okay, so even though we have so many other things that we're focusing on, whether it be work, family, your partner, going to the gym, what to wear on the weekend, whatever it is that's going on, you need to start thinking about studying. You need to think about, this is my deadline, and so what am I going to do in this time frame I've got left to get everything finished? So it's going to be hard, especially if you haven't been doing a lot of study for quite some time. So we need to start thinking about, okay, so this afternoon is my weekend. No, I can't go for a nap on the couch or watch, my favorite TV show. It's not time for binge watching. It's time to start thinking about studying and what you're going to do to get across the line. Also, study at any chance you get. So at the moment, I have been thinking about study, and I've gotten into work early, and I thought, right, something's in my brain. I'm just going to sit here and type some things out because I need to get that out onto paper pretty quickly. And then when I actually finish work, normally I'd go home and cook dinner, look after my husband and the cat, and spend the night on the couch watching TV. But at the moment, I'm going, right, so I'm finishing on time, or even a little bit early if I can get away with it. Getting into study straight away, so I'm actually not leaving work until I've done at least an hour and a half of study at the moment. If you have any incidental time, so for example, if you catch the train, the bus, that kind of thing, obviously not when you're driving, but if you are sitting somewhere and you are stationary, you probably have time to do a bit of study. I have my iPad, actually I didn't bring it, it's not sitting here on my desk at the moment, it's in my bag. Take my iPad with me everywhere, and I can sit there and type some of my notes or parts of the assessment, and then when I get home I can transfer that onto my PC. If you have a lunch break, maybe for a short period of time, you can say to your lunch buddy or colleagues, sorry, I just need a bit of time to study today. And if you want to get up early or finish late, last night I was up till 10 o'clock working on an assessment. So any chance you can get at the moment, cram it in as much as you can. This is going to help get your head in the game and get you submitting pretty quickly. I think some students are going, oh wow, there is so much to do. I know for myself I had about 20 assessments to do in a very short period of time, and that can be quite overwhelming if you're thinking about it as a whole. What we really need to do is chunk it out. Okay, think about individual things that you need to do. So don't think about, oh wow, I've got 20 assessments to do. All you need to start thinking about is, let's just focus on the first assessment, or let's look at this chapter in the workbook, or even just read a workbook. Little steps will make the journey a lot easier. And also then it won't be so overwhelming, because if you are constantly ticking things over and submitting assessments and chunking things out, then it becomes more digestible, and you'll start going, oh, I got an assessment back. Yes, I got a satisfactory grade, so maybe I got a pass or something like that. Excellent. So it actually makes you feel positive because you are slowly making headway into your study. What I have found good is to keep a record of what assessments you have left. Now, in the teacher forum, we do have an outline of all the assessments, or if you're wanting to know what assessments you have left, you can either message myself or Helen, or contact student support on 1300 554 189 and ask them what assessments you have left. What I have found is once I have a list of everything I need to do, and this is where we can chunk it out, we can start writing a list and keeping track of what we still need to do. So for example, let's say I'm this student and I literally only have assessments in study period 1, study period 2 and study period 3 to go. So if we look at study period 1, I've resubmitted something and I'm waiting for results. There's another one there where I've just submitted. And the last one's portfolio 4. I just need to finalise an assessment and submit. So I'm getting pretty close to finishing that study period. So I'm feeling quite good about that. So if I'm looking at study period 2, I can see I've got one task there to do for group base, obtain that observation form and then upload. And there's 2 assessments here for workplace learning. I haven't written anything next to that, but that tells me that I still need to work on those. And then if I'm looking in study period 3, I have 3 assessments to go with the plan assessment activities. Sorry, no, design assessment tools. So I find that's a really good tracker to know what I need to finish. And maybe if I got this portfolio 3 back and I needed to resubmit again, I would change that to resubmitted. Or if I got a satisfactory grade, I might just put an S or a pass or delete it, so then I know, yes, I'm moving through the course and tracking very well. I suppose it's important to acknowledge that there are going to be times where you encounter a mental block. Perhaps you've gotten some feedback from an assessor and it's not what you were expecting. You thought this was a satisfactory grade and they've said you need to fix up several components in your assessment. Look, it happens to me as well. We're all human. And at times you go, oh, damn, that's so frustrating. But what do they mean? What do I need to do now? Oh, gosh. So you're going to have a mental block from time to time and you think, I don't know how to move forward. So what I would suggest is either walk away temporarily. So sometimes I'll save what I'm doing, go and do the dishes, go and watch TV for half an hour, get a drink of water, just try not to think about it for a sec. And then all of a sudden, bang, I'll get a thought and go, that's exactly what I need to do. So usually I run back into my office and start typing things out. So then I've got that on paper. Or another way, sometimes it doesn't work straight away. And if that's the case, go work on something else. If you are working on one portfolio and you've got a second portfolio or assessment task in that study period, start working on that one instead. At times, we need a break. Okay, if we keep not knowing and getting frustrated and stalling, it's not going to help our progression. So I find sometimes doing something else and working on something, then I can come back to something later and go, oh, now I know exactly what I'm going to do, and you are able to get more clarity in what's required of you. If you're ever unsure or you're stuck, you don't know what to do in an assessment, or maybe there's some content within the learning materials you don't understand, perhaps contact your assessor in open space or have a look on our YouTube channel. We have some great tutorials, just like this one, that will help you when it comes to the assessments or the learning content. So, or even have a look in the news forums. There's plenty of information out there, but don't sit there stewing in your own juices thinking, I can't do this. Sometimes it's just a matter of someone saying something to you and you go, now you've unlocked the key, I understand completely. So feel free to reach out to us. We are here, we want to help you, we want you to graduate. Something else that has helped me try and get closer to my finishing line is to think about what I'm going to do once I finish. So I find at times, especially when I'm coming to this deadline, I feel like a little monkey is on my back and it's weighing me down, and I'm feeling at the moment, this is feeling a bit tense and I really need a massage. So what am I going to do when I finish? I'm going to go back and watch a couple of TV series that I've missed over the last couple of months. You know, maybe I will go out and buy a new pair of heels, or get a massage or a facial, or just spend some time with my family. Let's have a nice lunch or dinner to celebrate the fact that I'm free again. I don't have to study again for a while unless I really want to. So, funny show, I love it, called Parks and Recreation, has a funny little thing called Treat Yourself. So think about, how are you going to reward yourself once you actually finish this course? And I can tell you, once you graduate, you're going to feel so relieved. You'll be really proud of yourself. It's a great achievement. And the certificate is worth its weight in gold. I can tell you the training industry is so rewarding to be in and be employed with. The students that you will potentially work with in the future, you will change people's lives. So work towards your certificate is well worth the effort. And finally, know you've got this. Okay, so you're going to start strong, you're going to finish stronger. Just breathe. You really do have this, and if you don't feel you have it, reach out to us because we know you do. And I suppose I'll leave you with this month's quote, which says, learning is not attained by chance. It must be sought for with ardour and diligence. You're going to work for this, but this learning is going to stick with you for a very long time. So I'd like to thank you for attending tonight's session. And I hope in the future your studies are fruitful for you, that the effort you put in now help you get your certificate, whether that be the statement of attainment or your qualification in the future. I really want you to succeed. We're getting a lot of graduates at the moment, so it's great to see everybody starting to graduate and thinking about the next step. So what are you going to do in your job? Are you wanting to get a promotion in your current role? Are you wanting to change jobs or industries? Because you might be already in your own industry and you might be wanting to come over to vocational education and training. There are quite a lot of jobs going, whether that be in an RTO or in a training and development or learning development or enterprise training, so many different ways to say it, within that industry as well. I feel really great because I have literally just recruited 2 TA graduates for my other program that I manage at Open Colleges, and they're very excited. One just started this week and one probably will be starting next week. So there are opportunities for you if you are interested in doing, say, contract assessment. We do have quite a few different programs at Open Colleges, so I highly encourage you to reach out to me or to speak to our talent team about potential job roles that are available, or start thinking about what type of RTO or business you'd like to work in the future. Once you have your certificate, there's so many opportunities for you in the future. So thanks guys for sticking with me tonight. I love doing these tutorials. I don't get to do them very much anymore, but I hope you are all well, and hopefully I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.